you're doing this, though. Good headphones. Pull up yesterday's video. That's what you should be doing. All right. Flip it over. Get your calculator out. Your computer out. Okay. What shapes do you see on this? Cylinder? And I heard cylinders. Why do you say it with an S? There's two of them. It's like a pool noodle. You know what I'm talking about? There's a hole in the middle, right? So because there's a hole in the middle, am I going to add or subtract? I'm going to subtract. So I need to take the big cylinder minus the little one. Okay? I'm going to take the big one minus the little one. What's my formula for a cylinder? Hey, there's other times you cut people off too. So check yourself right now. All right, stick with the big cylinder, the big one. What's my radius? 2.7. We got to do the big one. 2.7, and that's squared. How tall is my cylinder? Rejoice, stop. Stop. Say it again. 6. Grab your calculator, or your computer, I should say. Use your computer. Calculate pi 2.7 squared and 6 round to the nearest tenth. Addie, did yours finally load? Okay. Anybody get an answer? Marilyn? She says 137.4. Anybody else agree with that? Yes? Okay. Little cylinder, same formula, right? Pi radius squared height. What's the radius of the little one? 2. How tall is the little one? Still 6 foot. It's okay to use some of the same numbers more than once. I know yesterday we were frazzled with that. Okay, both cylinders are the same height. All right, if I put this in, what do I get as a volume? Anybody else get 75.4? Yes, Sarah shook her head yes. Last but not least, subtract your 2, 137.4 minus 75.4. 62 even? Label. Feet cubed. Feet cubed. Questions on that one? Here's the time to ask if you have questions before I turn you loose on what you're going to do. Okay, cylinders are pretty straightforward. So to the next one. What shapes do you have? You have a cone and a cylinder. Okay. Am I going to add them or am I going to subtract them? Add them. You only subtract if it's scooped out. Very good. So cone plus my cylinder. So my cone, pi radius squared height divided by 3. So now I'm only looking at my cone up here. What's my radius? 5. What's my height? 3. Calculate that for me. Anybody get an answer on that one? What'd you get? Anybody else get 78.5? Yes? Okay. Cylinder. Formula, pi radius squared height. What's my radius of my cylinder? What is it? Where do you find your radius? Okay. But how do you know it's your radius? Courtney? We can't always, because I could flip this on its side and it's still going to be its radius. Very good. It's on the circle part of your cylinder. It goes from the center of the circle to the outside edge. So 5 is my radius. How tall or what? How far is it between the two circles of my cylinder? 10. You do not divide that one correct because it's a cylinder. What'd you get, Courtney? 785.4. Yes? Yep. Okay. Last but not least, add those two together. Point what? 9. 863.9. Label. Feet cubed. Feet cubed. All right. One more. What do you see here? A cylinder and I like your terminology there, a hemisphere. Are we going to add those or subtract them? You're going to subtract them. It's like a tub of ice cream, right? We scooped out some ice cream. So we need to start with the cylinder, and we're going to subtract the hemisphere. Okay? Pi radius squared height. Cylinder. Cylinder. What's my radius of that cylinder? We gotta be kind of careful with this, don't we? So the center, they show us with these lights, the center to the edge of that hemisphere is how far? 5. Then from the edge of the hemisphere to the outside of the cylinder is 5. But my question is, from the center of the cylinder all the way to the outside is 10. We have to put both of those together. And how tall is it? 16. Calculate that for me. Five 26.5. 556. Gotcha. 5026.5. Like that? Okay. Hemisphere. We never wrote that formula down though. Very good. Sphere, which is 4 pi radius cubed divided by 3, and then we got to divide that in half. On my hemisphere, just the scoop, what's my radius? 5. From the center to the edge of the hemisphere is 5. Type that into your calculator and see what you can get for me. You guys get 261.8. And when you subtract those, 5026.5 minus 261.8. Courtney? 0.7. Anybody else? 4764.7. Label. Centimeters cubed. Are we feeling a little more confident than yesterday? Okay. I'm hoping so. I have a worksheet with 6 problems on it. You got to give me a minute. I don't have the Google form set up yet, but I will, so that you can check your answers. If you open the Google form that's currently on my lesson plans, you want to close out of it, that's for something totally different. Okay? If you keep it neat and organized like this, though, if you get it wrong, it is easier for the 3 of us to be able to say, like, here's where your mistake is. If you're not writing down the formula, when it comes to the review and test tomorrow, it's not going to go well. Okay? This is how your quarter 4 is starting. You want to start on a high note. So make sure that you're earning every point possible. I'll get you your worksheet here.